Hello, this is a very short movie, hopefully very short one, documenting a new online help file or a manual for both Irena and Nika. So starting with a release of Irena and Nika for Igor 7, which will be released hopefully in a few days in early May 2017. There should be more buttons on most of the screen. So for example, if you go to plotting tool in Irena, there should be a red button called Get Help. And similarly, if you go to Nika, you will find a Get Help button. Now let me just put these two things here. So if you hit this button, the Igor code will pass to your default web browser in order to open a documentation for Irena and Nika. Not only that, it should manage to point you to the latest stable release of the manual and actually to the right page. So in this case, I have pushed button in plotting tool. What you can see is I got an Irena and Nika manual version 1.1.0 documentation, and I got the plotting tool here. So then you can go in and you can read online what the manual is. Now, if I do the same thing in Nika, I should get another tab, and this time it should be pointing to the main panel of Nika. So it should give me a Nika one. Now, here is this is a very convenient way of doing manuals. So there is a table of content, and you can look in here, and there's an installation. So there's a description, and there's courses, and instructions, and as I'm working on this, there should be a way to cross-link these, so that you can then click on a link inside here and can open somewhere else. There's a separate manual for Irena, and so if you look on Irena, here is, if you click on it, you will find out that here are various chapters of the manual itself. You can click on Nika manual, and you should also be able to click on index. And if you look on index, there are index using keywords, so we should be able to see the various parts of the various keywords used in the manual. So for example, if you're looking for modeling in Irena and you want to use maximum entropy, you can click here and it will open you up to a maximum entropy description. So a description of this to size distribution, you can find it out there. So this thing here is an attempt to provide you with much more user-friendly and convenient way of accessing a manual for both Irena and Nika at the same time. Now, down here is an interesting checkbox. So you can actually go to various versions of the manual. So for example, I have been working on the manual itself. So this one is declared stable. I can go and click on latest. If you go to the latest manual, I have actually already created a new chapter, which is now called Common Issues. If you go to Common Issues, it talks about the screen resolution. There's a movie about that, which I just made and posted. And this here is a description in the manual itself. So it is very convenient for me to add, modify it, and change the manual. It gets very quickly and very easily done. It is also very convenient for you to find it, because in the next releases, starting in May 2017, there should be lots of these Get Help buttons on every panel. You can go in a unified fit. There's a Get Help. You can open the manual and be on a unified fit, so it is much easier. Of course, you have to be online. I still didn't remove the access to the PDF file, which is what there was previously. So if you go to here, you should be able to open this thing. Opens the manual in a web browser. That basically does it, but it points you to the main page. And I don't know, let's assume that I assume this will work too. It should open up eventually the PDF manual after it downloads it here, and you can do that. And here is the old PDF file. So over time I will probably remove this feature and point you to only the web interface. It is also possible to actually download from the web interface. If you are here, you can actually download a PDF file or an EPUB, which is kind of cool because you can have it on your reader, and you can download PDF, HTML, or EPUB, and then store it locally. So I don't really have to distribute it anymore myself. So this is just a new feature which will be available in a few days in the releases, especially in the release for Igor 7. And there's no planned release for Igor 6, even though I am currently thinking about porting it in there too and just releasing one more release. Anyway, so that's it. Now you have access to the manuals very easily, because even if you go to Beam Center, you can just simply click and get a Beam Center, and you have a manual and you can read through it. So hopefully this will be helpful and everyone's going to be happy about that.